ॐ गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः इमे वै लोका अपागुं रसः sorry, I think we should go back to 85. ॐ श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ॐ इमे वै लोका अप्सु प्रतिष्ठिताः तदेशाभ्यनूक्ताम् अपागुं रसमुदयगुं सन् सूर्ये शुक्रगुं समाभृतम् अपागुं रसस्य यो रसः तं वो गृह्णाम्युत्तममिति इमे वै लोका अपागुं रसः ते मुष्मिन्नादित्ये समाभृताः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies shine and illumine our intellects. May we not have conflict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We are studying this Aruna Prishna and the conclusion mantra of the Mantra Pushpam. And here the essence of all that Mantra Pushpam as love, and the love that is pervading in all the worlds. In fact, the worlds are rooted in that love. And this creation has happened because of that love. And now, how that happened is what is described in the mantras, where the uprising of the waters that are collected and harbored in the sun as the rays. All of this are repetition. See, they have to repeat these concepts because the first time you hear it doesn't get, second time you don't get, third time you don't get, in a lifetime you may not get. So therefore you don't get it. These Veda mantras describe the same thing over and over again. As Bhagavan says in his incredible poem, Allah yansu Muhammadiyulu, Yehovah yansu Satkaraistabul, Pullab Jakshudatansu, Vaishnavulu, Shambhoyatansu Shaivulun, Ullasambuna Kori Kolvadellara Kayur Bhoga Bhagyambula Sangadi, Paramatmundu Okkade Chududi. You fellows, you don't know what to actually see. Until you see these Veda mantras keep on repeating the same theme over and over again in so many different ways, with so many different forms, with so many. Now, this is what is the confusion with all the other religions. They all think that it is polytheistic religion. No, it is not a polytheistic religion. It is experiencing the one as many. Whereas the other religions, they talk about one, but they kill each other in their own religion. Just go check history. The religions that talk about monotheism kill other people because they can't see God in the many. But the religion that practices the many in the one never killed any or never went to war with any other country to go establish their religion. You understand? If there is any instinct of difference between them, they would have gone and occupied Spain, they would have gone occupied this country, that country, destroyed their local cultures, demolished the temples, demolished the Mayan culture, demolished all the local cultures and established their own churches and mosques and synagogues and all that stuff. No. What monotheism that you are practicing? If your God is one and that God is complete, you will never go kill another person in the name of another God, period. You will never try to convert one from one religion into another religion or impose your religion on another religion. It all comes because of duality, separation, separatism, and that also exists in the faiths that practice separatism, Dvaita, in the Hindu culture, in the Hinduism. In the Hinduism itself, there are faiths that believe that their God is only God. So what they do, they go convert them into their, put a mala on them and say, Jai Sriman Narayana. If you truly believe in the fact that God is one, you will not only practice your faith true to that letter, and you will believe that every single faith is the manifestation of that same divinity. So therefore, you will also worship them. This is the essence of the message of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, essence of message of Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It actually started, the preceptor of Sarva Dharma Samanatva was practiced and preached by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and carried through by Swami Vivekananda. That's the root of Sarva Dharma, not just Satya Sai Baba's this thing. Swami has reinforced and made it universal. But the principle was started by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Bhagavan Ramakrishna practiced Christianity. Bhagavan Ramakrishna practiced Islam. He did not simply say it, he practiced and showed it. And that Shakti of the Sarva Dharma was passed on to Swami Vivekananda with full love. And so, therefore, when Swamiji came on the famous 9/11, not this atrocious 9/11, 9/11/1893, it's 9/11, September 11th, 1983, Swamiji came traveling months and months in the ship without food and water, came to Chicago, bitterly cold, didn't have even a suit to wear, went with a robe and a turban, stood in front of all religions and said, I belong proudly to this culture that does not preach just tolerance of religions, but our dharma believes that every religion is true. All these Hindu fanatics should hear that. All these Christian fanatics should hear that. He not only said that, he started his discourse with saying, sisters and brothers of America. Nobody addressed an audience in Western culture as sisters and brothers. The very first one to do so was Swami Vivekananda. So, not ladies and gentlemen. What is gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen. It comes from the heart. And when he speaks from the heart, you don't see anybody different from you. And therefore, he said, sisters and brothers of America. Why I'm getting that is love. Ime vai loka apsupratishthita. Apagum rasamudayagum san. Surye shukre samabhrutam. See, these mantras that we are chanting, that passion comes, as a kid, I used to chant this thing called Vivekananda Shankaravam. Get onto the stage, by hearted, the whole Vivekananda Shankaravam. This body and mind were trained in Ramakrishna mission to the core. And anybody, any youth, I'm asking you, go read letters of Swami Vivekananda. Read the works of Swami Vivekananda. You will become the most inspired to practice love as your religion. I was interacting with a SSSC kid in our Sai center. So he comes to me very lovingly. He says, I asked him, are you chanting Om Sri Sai Shrai Maha? He said, yes, I'm chanting Om Sri Sai Shrai Maha. Every day I do 108 times. I hope SSC teachers are doing that. And then he's an 8-year-old kid. And then he asked me lovingly, my father doesn't come to Sai Center because he's a Christian. Huh? He is a Christian. And he thinks this is like a Hindu temple. And I told him, oh, really? That's very interesting. Did you show him that there is the cross here in the altar? Did you show him there is a Jesus picture? Oh, and he said, yes, that's a very good idea. So he went and asked his mom's cell phone. He took the pictures and he came back and he said, I'll show my dad. And then I asked him, if your dad asks what religion your Sai Center follows, what will you say? And then he was thinking for 2 minutes. For a few minutes, he was actually thinking. And then his eyes twinkled and he said, oh, yeah, I know what to tell him. I said, what will you tell him? The religion of love is what is followed in Sai Center. I was so proud of him. I was so proud of him. That yes, Swami, they're new to the Sai Center. Only this year I've seen these kids come to Sai Center. But something is working, Something is working at that Sai Center. For a 7-year-old to go and tell his father in Sai Center they practice religion of love. And we should not convert a Sai Center into anything Celebrate every festival with how much gusto you celebrate your own Hindu festivals. Then only you have a Sai center. Otherwise, it's a temple. How many people really attend Easter celebration, let alone sing Easter songs? How many Sai centers do that? How many Sai centers celebrate Bakrid, Eid al-Fitr, Hanukkah, Yom Kippur? They don't even know what those. And you call yourselves Satya Sai devotees and disciples. In a way, it is a blasphemy to your own master if you don't truly believe that every religion is as true as your own religion. But at the same time, don't try to convert others people also into Sai devotees, as they are good people. That is what Swami likes about you. Don't need to convert one to another, including your own children and your other. They have their own spiritual path. Don't be fanatic about Swami himself. Don't convert him into another religion. Oh, he's a Sai devotee. So what? Does he come with horns? Oh, he's a Sai student. So what? Does he come with ears in the that are popping up on the head? Nothing like that. Don't distinguish people. Don't judge people. What their background is. They come for love of God. Practice religion of love. Ime vai loka apsu pratishtitag. I'm not talking out of context here. This is what is tadeshabhyan, how it is practiced. Apagum rasam udayagum san surye shukram samabhrutam apagum rasasyayo rasaha tamvo granham yuttamamiti. So what you are doing, you are taking this love, the essence of this love, and that essence of that love is concentrated by your awareness, and that awareness is the Surya. That awareness is the Jnana Bhaskara. That awareness is the Jnana Bhanum. Aham Vande. Jnana Bhanu is who you are. And that Jnana Bhanu will condense this love. And then it will take the essence of the love itself. Apam rasasya yo rasaha. Tamvo granham yuttamamiti. Then he will partake that essence of a cup of love, which is the elixir, that is amrutatva manashuku. Shrunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putra. This is another famous, beautiful Upanishad is saying that Swamiji, Mahaswami, Swami Vivekananda used to say. And therefore, then the priest who is chanting this will start the ritual from these mantras onwards. Ime vai loka apagum rasayaha te amushmin aditye samabhrutah. That's where we paused last week. These worlds are verily the essence of love. They're fully collected in that eternal Aditya. And then what he will say, we'll go through this. Janudagnim uttaravedin khatva.
Janudagnim Janudagnimuttaravedin khatva. Janudagnimuttaravedin khatva.
Apam purayitva gulphadaghanam.
Apam purayitva gulphadagnam. Apam purayitva gulphadagnam.
Gulphadaghanam.
Gulphadagnam.
Pushkaraparnaihi pushkaradandaihi pushkaraischa samagstirya.
Pushkaraparnaif pushkaradandaiv pushkaraischa saggastirya.
Saggastirya. Did I say samag? Saggastirya. One more time.
पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सग्गस्तीर्य
तस्मिन् विहायसे
तस्मिन् विहायसे तस्मिन् विहायसे
अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय
अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय
ॐ जानुदग्निमुत्तरवेदीं खात्वा
ॐ जानुदग्निमुत्तरवेदीं खात्वा जानुदग्निमुत्तरवेदीं खात्वा
अपां पूरयित्वा गुल्फदघ्नम्
अपां पूरयित्वा गुल्फदघ्नम् अपां पूरयित्वा गुल्फदघ्नम्
पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करश्च सग्स्तीर्याम्
पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सङ्गस्तीर्य पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सङ्गस्तीर्य
पुष्करैश्च that is, you have to hold this cha a little more.
पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सङ्गस्तीर्य
Yeah, you pushkaraischa, you can take a breath. Yeah, okay. Tasmin vihayase
तस्मिन् विहायसे तस्मिन् विहायसे
agnim praniyopasamadhaya
अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय
जानुदग्निमुत्तरवेदीं खात्वा अपां पूरयित्वा गुल्फदघ्नम् पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सग्स्तीर्याम् तस्मिन् विहायसे अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय. So when chanting, you can see I'm chanting syllable by syllable, connecting to the pronunciation and the intonation of each syllable clearly. Okay, that's when you will see that cha will be clearly not only pronounced but also held and with the swara. Pushkaraishcha sagastidya. So chant the full mantra of Chanudagni.
जानुदग्निमुत्तरवेदीं खात्वा अपां पूरयित्वा कुल्फदघ्नम् पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च सग्गस्तीर्य तस्मिन् विहायसे अग्निं प्रणीयोपसमाधाय
Good. Janudag Uttaravedim. Uttaravedim. Uttaravedi is in the north side of the Yajnashala. Now it is describing the ritual that is being done. Arunaketuka Chayana, Arunaketuka Agni. Arunaketuka Chayana. Chayana means worship. That's why in Andhra, there are specific people called that are given the titles based on what kind of yajna karya they do. Somayazulu. Yazulu means the one who does yajnas. Somayazulu means the one whose family is renowned for doing Soma Yajna. Now it has become a surname. Somayazulu has become some kind of a, they will give name as Somayazulu. Somayazulu is a title given to that people. That's why they're also called Chainlu. Some people are referred to as Chainlu. Chainlu means those who do Chayana are called Chainlu. Like that, based on what practice they are experts in, they used to get those titles. Now a Brahmin is not even a caste. They think that because they're born in a Brahmin family with a Gotram and they have some Yajnapavitam, they're Brahmins. They are even atrocious. They don't even wear the Yajnapavitam. They just hang around, put it on a nail. It's not by what birth you have, you get your caste. It's by practicing what value you have in life, you should belong to a caste. As Bhagavan says in Gita Vahini, based on the karma you do, you should be. So the rishis were never looked at as to whom they are born. They became rishis and they became great Vedic scholars and incredible experts based on what they did in their life. So similarly here, Chayana means based on doing experts in Chayana. They're called Chainlu. That's a famous name that is used in, at least in Andhra Pradesh. I don't know other places. So this Chayana and this ritual is now being described. Uttaravedi means on the north side of the Yajnashala. Janudagnim, knee depth. Janudagni, they will dig knee deep. Janudagnim, Khatva means dug. Apam Puraitva Gulphadagnam. Gulpha means ankle. So ankle deep water is filled. Apam Puraitva, water is filled to knee deep. So, ankle deep. Knee deep of a pit and ankle deep of water is filled. And in that water, Pushkara Parnaih, lotus leaves, Pushkara Dandaih, lotus stalks, Pushkaraischa, lotus flowers. So the leaves, the stalks, and the flowers are now placed on that water. Tasmin vihayase. And then what they do, they will bring a plank, like with a pedestal kind of a thing. And they bring that plank and they put it on that pit with the lotuses and the water filled with all those lotus things. And then they will put mud on it. Agnim praniya upasamadhaya. Then they will light the Agni. They'll bring the Agni, the fire, and they will place it on that plank that is covered with the mud. What is all this? So this is the ritual. From here, the ritual mantras are starting. So this Agni that is placed for the Yajna, there are 3 types of Agni that are worshipped. The first type of Agni is called Garha Patya. Then the next is called Ahavaniya. Third is Dakshinagni. Garhapati means Grihapati. Griha means a householder. The Agni that is used by a householder. What is the Agni that is used by a householder? There is worship of the Agni for Sandhya Vandanam. After the Sandhya Vandanam is done, there is Brahma Yajnam that is done. Agni is maintained in the house by the householder. And that Agni is called Nitya Agni, the regular Agni. And that Agni is made as a circular fire, and it is usually placed in the west of the house. It constantly keeps burning as the fire and used for the fire for cooking, the fire for lighting lamps, everything in the household related activities. It comes from that Agni. And that Agni, Garhapatya Agni, is related to the Mother Earth itself, and it is associated with the daily duties. That is Garhapatya Agni. And the second type of Agni is called Ahavaniya. Ahavana means that which is invoked, or Avahana, Ahavana. Then that fire is the fire that is used for offering to gods. And for that, there will be always a square-shaped pit, square-shaped Homakunda. And that square-shaped Homakunda is usually placed in the east and regularly used for worshipping or oblations, havis to gods. And that represents the Juloka, that is the channel between the celestial and the earthly planes. That represents the subtle fire. The first one is body, the second one is the subtle, the mind, the intellect, the chitta, and the ahankara, the linga sharira. That Agni is maintained for that purpose. The first Agni is maintained for taking care of your body, for living in a house, for cooking the food and all of the sea. What an incredible symbolism is there in all this. Then there is a third one called Dakshinagni, by its name itself, which means it is placed in the south. And that one is semicircular and is located in the south. And that Agni is used for worship of the ancestors and for Pitru Yajna. That represents the plane which is in between the Juloka and the Martyaloka, the earth and the heavens. It's in between. And that symbolizes transition. And that symbolization associated with the memory, with the karmic continuity, purification of the subconscious karmic associations. And that is the domain of the past samskaras, which are associated with your ancestors. Now you see, worship of the ancestors is purification of your own vasanas. And if you didn't understand it, you will think my dad is dead, therefore how do I care? I'm glad he left some property for me. And then that's all you care about. This memory associated with those aspects from childhood associated with your Pitrudevas is very beautiful, filled with love. And that actually manifests itself in so many different ways. If you actually revered and you had that serene, subtle relationship that protects in so many different ways. Any rate, these three Agnis, all the offerings of the divine are the Ahavaniya Agni, and that is what is used for the Arunaketuka Chayana. So this fire is a unique fire. This fire in the Arunaketuka Yajna is a very unique fire. Why it is unique fire? Because it is in space and it is on the top of waters and not in the earth, and it's not on earth. When you do the yajna, you are putting the fire in the earth itself, but here it is put on the top of waters. And so they bring these ahavaniya burning coals and they put on these pedestals, and then symbolically the ishtakas, means the bricks that are used for this yajna, are small water pots. They are not the regular bricks. It's an incredible, beautiful ritual. And now this is a very rarely conducted yajna. And once we get to this significance of it, then obviously the next set of mantras ask these questions. Hey, why are we doing this fire like this? Why are we worshipping fire like this? What is unique about this Agni? Questions are asked by who? Brahmavadinaha. Those that are established in the Brahman, those that understand the spirit, they are having this conversation. Brahmavadino vadanti. The Brahmavadinas are now speaking. Please go ahead.
Brahmavadino vadanti. Brahmavadino vadanti.
Kasmat pranite ayamagnishchiyate.
Kasmat pranite yamagnischiyate.
Yeah, that is ayamagnishchiyate, because of the avagraha. You have the apostrophe, it is ayamagnishchiyate. But when you chant, you won't pronounce the a. Okay, it sounds like yamagnischiyate. It's not yamagni, it is ayamagnischiyate. Kasmat pranite yamagnischiyate.
Kasmat pranite yamagnischiyate. Kasmat pranite yamagnischiyate.
Sa pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate.
Sa pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate. Sa
Very good.
pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate.
I hope rest of you are all pronouncing, no? Not just watching him pronounce how good he is doing. You also have to all pronounce after me. Then only you will get the mantra. Sa pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate.
Sa pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate. Sa pranite yamapsu hyayanchiyate.
Asau bhuvane pyanahita ginireta.
Asau bhuvanepyanahitagniretah. Asau bhuvanepyanahitagniretah.
Tamabhita eta abhishtaka upadadhati.
Tamabhita
Sorry,
eta.
Tamabhita, I might have pronounced in English, reading from English. Tamabhita eta abhishtaka upadadhati.
Tamabhita eta abhishtaka upadadhati. Tamabhita eta abhishtaka upadadhati.
Good. Brahmavadino vadanti Om ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति
ॐ ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति
कस्मात् प्रणीतेयमग्निश्चीयते चीयते ओके मग्निश्चीयते ओके I think in Mantra Pushpam it is written incorrect. Kasmaat praniteyamagnischiyate
कस्मात् प्रणीतेयमग्निश्चीयते कस्मात् प्रणीतेयमग्निश्चीयते
सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते chant one more time सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते
सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते
असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिताग्निरेताः
असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिता असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिताग्निरेताः असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिताग्निरेताः
तमभित एता अभीष्टका उपदधाति
तमभित एता अभीष्टका उपदधाति तमभित एता अभीष्टका उपदधाति
ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति कस्मात् प्रणीतेयमग्निश्चीयते सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिताग्निरेताः तमभित एता अभीष्टका उपदधाति
ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति कस्मात् कस्मात् प्रणीतेयमग्निश्चीयते सा प्रणीतेयमप्सु ह्ययञ्चीयते असौ भुवनेऽप्यनाहिताग्निरेताः तमभित एताम् अभीष्टकाम् उपदधाति.
Excellent. Very good. So this Brahmavadino Vadanti. So the Brahmins who are experts in studying the Brahman, that is the Brahmavadino, they have the qualification to discuss about Brahman. Nowadays, every Tom, Dick and Harry posts something on WhatsApp as if he knows, and 15 people without even validating it, they simply forward like postmen. They don't even read that message, but they want you to know that they are forwarding something very useful. These are not people like the Brahmavadino Vadanti, who are qualified to discuss about the Brahman. They are speaking. What are they saying? They are asking, Pranite ayam agnihi kasmat chiyate. Pranite ayam agnihi. After lighting that Agni, they are asking, Kasmat chiyate. For whom is this Agni kindled? Chiyate, or is being worshipped or kindled. Pranite ayam agnihi kasmat chiyate. Though in the syntax it is kasmat pranite ayam agnihi chiyate. Then the reply is coming back saying ayam sa up. The answer to this question is up. Ayam sa up. Pranite apsuhi chiyate. The answer is that this Agni is associated with up, means water. Sa is this up, associated with waters. It is for the sake of waters that this Agni is being kindled and consecrated. Now, obviously, you have to keep telling yourself the up here, water physically, but symbolically, that is love. It is for the sake of love that this Agni is now kindled and consecrated. Pranite apsuhi chiyate. Pranite apsuhi chiyate. After it is lit, this Agni is what is worshipped. What is worshipped actually? Water itself is worshipped. Pranite apsuhi chiyate, not Agnin chiyate, apsuhi chiyate. It is apsu, that is the love itself is now being worshipped. Asau anahita agnihi bhuvane api etah. If this Agni associated with love or apsu water is not protected, it will go to the world dissipated. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a beautiful thing they're saying. They're talking about the ritual part of it. But brothers and sisters, in that ritual, there is this spirit. Therefore, it is spirit plus ritual, spiritual. If you only hang on to the ritual, it doesn't make any damn sense to you. The moment you connect to what is the spirit behind this Arunaketuka Agni or Arunaketuka Yajna or Arunaketuka Chayana, and it becomes such an incredible, you don't even have to do the ritual, physical ritual, then it becomes Antaryajna, the inner Yajna. The Bahir Yajna. So why is the reason why we do the Bahi? Yesterday only I was describing. Why do you have to do the ritual? Why do you have to do the ritual? You can be simply in the spirit and get done with it. No. Why do you have to do the ritual? If you understood it, then you will participate in every Ekadasi Rudrabhishekam, in every Devi Mat, in everything that is done for Bhagavan. Because in doing that ritual, you come together in heart, head, and hands. The mantra is coming from the head. It is chanted from the heart. It is chanted by the head, and the hands are engaged in action. So simply chanting the mantras is one thing, but collectively doing the ritual makes it spiritual. Because the spirit is not an individual spirit, it is a collective spirit. After 20 years of practicing this, finally it is implemented from Prashanti Nilayam on Aradhana day to have collective global Ekadasi Rudram chanting. Collective global Ekadasi Rudram chanting, Bhagavan has blessed this body to start 20 years ago. So you can imagine the blessings and the grace are 20 years ahead of time compared to the rest of the world to catch up with it. Join that global. Everyone, I know it's not practical for all the people outside of, time zone kind of a thing, but uniquely blessed is the West Coast time frame. We can all join from 7:30 to 11. Poor thing, my brothers and sisters in East Coast, it's too late for you all to join. But Bhagavan made sure that California gets included because that's where it started. That's where it started. Global Ekadasi Rudram chanting started with Sai devotees in the sacred California, where the sun shines, apsun chiyate, love is worshipped. So therefore, this collective spirit, now they are asking this question, hey, people will ask them, what kasmat pranite, ayam agnihi chiyate, sa ap pranite, ayam apsuhu, ayam chiyate. Asau bhuvanepi, asau bhuvane api anahitagnihi etah. That's a beautiful declaration. If this Agni is not protected, it will go dissipated to the world. Abhitaha, where is that? Tam etah abhishtakaah upadadhati. To protect this Agni from getting dissipated out of this Yajnashala, it is now surrounded with water pots as bricks. Tamabhita eta abhishtaka upadadhati.
Sairam, in Telugu, there is no Mahaprana in Abhishtaka. Abhishtaka or Abhishtaka?
Abhi. It should be there. You are not probably saying it properly. We'll check.
No,
Sita, please check, ma. Yeah, we'll check it.
I left
It
a
has
note to make it Mahaprana.
Yeah. Okay, Saira. Thank you. Loka pranitid apameva sabbasya lokakam purindev pushkara puram chayindela okay. Okay, this beautiful set of mantras from the Brahmavadinas are giving the spirit behind this Arunaketuka Yajna and the worship. Brahmavadino vadante. Okay. This is Abhishtaka. Okay, there is a. I have to check whether there is a Mahaprana or not. One second. Yeah, there is no Mahaprana, I think. It's Abhishtaka. I don't know where the. I have to recheck on that. Let's. I'll recheck on that. So, the discussion about why this fire is invoked like this, and the fire which is together with this waters, and the Agni therefore is worshipped along with this water. The waters are actually below the earth. They are in the pit that is ankle deep, in a pit that is knee deep. There is ankle deep of water. Now you look at this beautiful ritual, what's happening? There is a knee deep pit, ankle deep water, with lotus stalks, lotus flowers, and lotus leaves covering that water. On the pit, they are putting a pedestal. On the pedestal, they are putting the mud. And on that, they are putting the Ahavaniyagni. And they are using the bricks as the water pots. They are using the water pots as the bricks. And then they're saying, if these water pots are not there, this fire will get dissipated into the world. The warmth of love will get dissipated into the world if you don't have love pots in you. The fire that is within you is dissipated for useless things if it is not surrounded by love. So the Jnanagni, the wisdom that you have, if it is not based in love, it's a fire that is dissipated. Like it's called Panditya. Not simply having scholarship is like bearing heat, but scholarship grounded in love is the fire of wisdom that is dissipating now. Love, that wisdom is protected by love. In fact, the end of wisdom is love. This is the essence of Bhagavan's beautiful statement. Now you understand why he's saying the end of wisdom is love. And if you call this wisdom an intellectual, a wise person, a scholar, a highly educated person, their knowledge, their scholarship, all of that, if you compare it to a fire, that is all dissipated for the sake of world, if it is not surrounded by love. So therefore, scholarship doesn't matter. Whether you are a professor or a Acharya or a Upadhyaya or a Mahamandaleshwara, it actually doesn't matter. Only if that fire of wisdom is protected and surrounded by love, it will be universally beneficial. Otherwise, it gets dissipated. And that is the inner significance of this beautiful ritual. This is a very unique Agni, and that unique Agni is what is being described. And then the next set of mantras will talk about what are all the applications of this Aruna Ketuka Agni, and in all, what are all the different ways it is used. How much time we have? We're just about the hour. Okay, there are only 3 mantras. Let's kind of look at those. Agnihotre Darshapurnamasayoh.
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः
पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु
पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु
अथो आहुः
अथो आहुः अथो आहुः
सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
सर्वेषु क्रतुष्विति सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
यज्ञक्रतुष्विति यज्ञक्रतुष्
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमास यो ओहम्
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपु
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयो ओहम्
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः ॐ अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः
पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु
पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु
अथो आहुः
अथो आहुः अथो आहुः
सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयो ओह पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु अथो आहुः सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्वेति
अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु अथो आहुः सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति अग्निहोत्रे दर्शपूर्णमासयोः पशुबन्धे चातुर्मास्येषु अथो आहुः सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
Good. Very simply now, these Brahmavadinas are saying this fire is kindled, is invoked during the following rituals. Agnihotra, Darshapurnamasa, Pashubandha, Chaturmasya. Athaha Ahuhu. And beyond that, they're saying, yes, this Aruna Ketuka Yajna, Ketuka fire worship is done in all the yajna, sarveshu yajnaha kratushu iti. Yajna kratushu iti. In all the yajna and in all the kratus, this worship is done. These words, Agnihotra, Darshapurnamasa, Pashubandha, Chaturmasya, where have you heard these words?
Rudram.
Yes.
Huh? What?
Nyasam.
Nyasam.
Nyasam for what? Nyasam for what?
Rudram. Rudram.
Ah, Sri Rudram. Why you are all so shy about it? Every day you are not doing it. Say confidently. What are you saying during Nyasa? Shalada, Shama, what are you saying during Rudra Nyasa? Oh, now he has to go look.
अग्निहोत्रात्मने अंगुष्टाभ्यां नमः दर्शपूर्णमासात्मने तर्जनीभ्यां नमः चातुर्मास्यात्मने मध्यमाभ्यां नमः
Nirodha.
निरूढपशुबन्धात्मने अनामिकाभ्यां नमः चातुर्मास्यात्मने
Jyotishtam Atmane.
ज्योतिषमात्मने
Sarvakratvatmane. Karatalakara Prishtabhyam Namaha. Now you see, what fire are you kindling during Rudra Homa? It is Aruna Ketukaya, Agni. And that Aruna Ketukaya Agni, that's why we chant Aruna Prashna before doing Rudra Homa. Now you understand? Full connection, total connection is made now. I am chanting all these mantras, all these anyasas. What is the root of all these nyasas? Where it is Agnihotratmane, Namashambhave cha Agnihotratmane Hridajaya Namaha, Mayo Bhave cha Darshapurnamasatmane Sirase Swaha, Namashankaraya cha Chaturmashyatmane Sikhaye Vashat, Mayaskaraya cha Nirudha Pashubandhatmane, Kavachaya Ghumma, Namashivaya cha Jyotishtomatmane, नेत्रत्रयाय भविषट् शिवतराय च सर्वकृत्वात्मने. Those are the mantras. What is Agnihotra? So this Aruna Ketuka Agni, Agnihotre Darsha Purnamasayo Pashubandhe Chaturmasyeshu Atho Ahuhu Sarveshu Yajna Kratushviti. So what is this Agnihotratmane? I explained all these mantras. What is Agnihotra, Darshapurnama? Why you do the Nyasa at those places in Rudra Nyasa classes? Before, now you have to go back and refresh all that. Why is Agnihotratmane Hridaya Namaha? Why is Darshapurnamasa Sirasa? Why Chaturmasya Sikha? Why Nirudhapachu Kavacha? Why Jyotishta Matmane? Why is it Netra? All this I have explained, but probably went in, went out like that. 100% like that only. How can it be retained without awareness? Without awareness, all that knowledge is dissipated. Only in love it is retained. Otherwise, it is dissipated. That is the essence of it. So now you can understand what is the importance of daily sadhana. What is the importance of daily sadhana? Sadhana is aradhana, is what I told yesterday. Sadhana is aradhana. Sadhana, also I explained yesterday in the webinar. Sadhana means true wealth. What is true wealth? True wealth is pure body, mind, and the senses. That is true wealth. That is true sadhana. Purity of the body, mind, and the senses. Then we will be completely healthy and wealthy. And this sadhana, when you are doing these mantras, if it did not dawn on you, why am I doing all this in these places? At some point it has to, Ekadas Rudram, that is an incredible opportunity of 3.5 hours to contemplate on what you are actually aware of, Sri Rudram. That is the sadhana, at least once in a month. At least once in a month, you have opportunity. What am I, taking in 11 rounds of chanting, if you take each round, each anuvakam and try to focus on that, then you will truly have that awareness sunk with you. It won't go anywhere. It won't go dissipated. It won't go dissipated. Otherwise, what will it go? Na Rudra, Rudramache. Then what happened? After Rudram is over, we are in Nidra. Back to Nidra. If you are grounded by this love for God and love for the universe, love for God is love for the universe. No difference. Because God is universe. Vishwam Vishnuhu. Vishnuhu Vishwam. So therefore, Vishwam Vishnuhu, then what happens? Whatever that love you have, awareness, won't go dissipated on mundane, worldly things, objects. It will actually expand the self in this self-awareness. Agnihotratmane hridayaya namaha darsha purnamasatmane sirase swaha. So this Agnihotra is this Garhapatya Agni that you do. Nitya Agni is Agnihotra. I'll very quickly tell that and we'll close for today. Darsha Purnamasa, which is Darsha Purna. Darsha Purna. Darsha is new moon. Darsha is Amavasya. And full moon is Purnamasa. Darsha Purnamasa means every 15 days. It is basically completed. This yajna is completed in 1 or 2 days. And that is the Darsha Purnamasa. Then Nirudha Pashubandha. Nirudha means stilled, tranquilized. Pashubandha. Tranquilized Pashubandha. Pashu means the animal. Bandha means that is tied up. Nirudha, after tranquilizing. Niruda Pashubandhatmane, that's another ritual that is done. It's a Vedic ritual that is done for 5 days. Chaturmasya. It's not the same Chaturmasya as what the sannyasis or parivrajakas do for 4 months. That is not what it is. There are quarterly 4 distinct rituals that are done, Vedic rituals. One is Vaishwadeva, other one is Varuna Praghasa, then Sakhamedha, and then there is the Sunashriya. Shunashriya. I'm not an expert in all these rituals. I only just know the names, what they are. Then the Brahmavadinas also said, why these only? It is worshipped during all yajna, all kratu. Then obviously the question that comes is, what is yajna? What is kratu? Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow. Jai Sai Ram. Yadakshara Parabhrashtam, please.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् Shri Sai Ishwararpanamastu.
Okay. Are there any questions? My friend Sharma is not there. Oh, he is there today. Okay. No question?
No questions.
Oh, Sai Ram. I feel blessed today, sir. Everything is so comprehended. Clear. Okay. All right. Okay. Are there any questions posted on the? Okay, there's a question. Yeah. So that. Thanks, Ma. Thanks for checking. Abhishtaka is no Mahaprana. So that's a mistake. We should correct. I don't know how. If it is in English, Telugu, it didn't show up. I'm curious. Maybe the divine language autocorrects. There is autocorrect on the divine language, Chandrasekhara. If you put it in IAST, shouldn't it be Mahaprana in Telugu? How is it not?
No,
English also doesn't.
The Padapat, no,
English
English is also correct. The Padapatam has the Mahaprana, so that's where it needs the correction.
Oh, so okay. Can you please bring it up? Let's check what happened there. Why I was chanting Abhishtaka. Yeah. There's no. So I must have the Padapata has to be corrected. So okay. So then there is no Mahaprana. Tamabhita eta abhishtaka. And the next question is abhishtaka. Abhishtaka. Oh, up plus ishtaka becomes abhishtaka. Up is water, ishtaka. Water bricks is up plus ishtaka. In sandhi, it becomes abhishtaka. Api ishtaka, maybe it is not api, up. Okay, I will check into how the sandhi is also done. Okay, abhishtaka is correct, no Mahaprana. Good. So Padapatha is what I got confused with. Okay, Saira. Yeah, otherwise it cannot be in one language and not in others for conversion. That's why I was curious. Okay, thanks for checking on that and thanks for pointing it out. All right, let's close with
just one practical question, if I may ask you, Sairam.
Yes, sir. Yes, brother. Please.
The question is, in this whole picture, we talked about the knee-deep pit, ankle-deep water, and also we talked about the ishtaka, the brick. And the brick and with the water in that. So is this brick in this whole picture kept on top of this knee-deep water where lotus? Yeah, it is. Sorry.
No. The what's called the fire is surrounded by water pots as the bricks. The fire is surrounded by the water pots as the bricks.
Yes.
That's what they are saying. And the reason why they put that water pots is that particular Agni, which is now actually in space. Technically, it is in space. It is not in the pit, in the earth pit, right? Usually the fire is in the earth pit.
Yeah.
So when it is placed on this atmosphere, it has the techniques. It's not only very practical and it is so symbolic. The practicality of it is now that fire, because it is in the middle of the air and not in the water pit, can get dissipated very easily. Mm-hmm. Therefore, for it to be protected and not dissipated quickly, we are placing these water pots with the water pots as the bricks around it, so that fire is protected and it is not dissipated out of the Yajnishala. What incredible. That is not only ritually practical, but spiritually highly symbolic.
That's right. But one other question here, what happened to the lotus and all that in the pit?
They're
Ah.
still there.
There's a wise. Okay, okay.
That water is not disturbed. So now what
Ah,
essentially
but-
what is there is
Okay.
water below, there is water below the fire, there is water surrounding the fire as the parts.
Got it. Got it. Sairam.
And so therefore, in essence, that fire is used for the sake of water. Ayam apsu yayanjiyate. This water, this fire is specifically kindled and worshipped for the sake of water.
Okay. Okay.
Now, what it is saying now, so that is what I was talking. I hope I made myself clear in giving the symbolism. If the fire is your wisdom, compare with Jnana Agni,
Ah.
the fire of wisdom.
Yes.
That fire of wisdom, if it is not surrounded by love, which is the water, that fire of wisdom will dissipate.
Wow.
I hope I made that crystal clear when I was talking about the symbolism. The moment you connect with, so you may be a great scholar with great wisdom, all of that stuff. But if that fire of your wisdom is not surrounded by love, and if the base of it is not love, and if it is not surrounded by love, literally that's what's happening in the yajna. Below the fire, there is water. Surrounding the fire, there is water. So the basis of your wisdom is love, and it is surrounded by love. Therefore, that wisdom of fire will not get dissipated. And it is used only in love, for love, by love, to love the love. So, in essence, the end of wisdom is love. This is one saying of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. That one saying of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, it will not make any sense to you when you read it. What is the basis of what he's saying? Why did he say the end of wisdom is love? Now, this ritual is telling you how the root of how it is love, starting from the mantra pushpam, starting from the essence of love, how it is manifested, all of that, and constructing all of this, and then coming to the ritual, which is now practically applying that principle of mantra pushpam as this Aruna Ketuka Chayana, Aruna Ketuka Yajna. Now, if you understand all of this, whichever fool says rituals are useless, they are fools. Because they did not understand the spirit behind the ritual. And when you understand the spirit behind the ritual, which is what the Mantra Pushpam is all talking about, what is the spirit behind this ritual? It is love, 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 love. Then how do I execute that as a ritual so that everyone will connect to do that with both the head and the hands? Not just simply a concept, but a percept. And that the concept becoming a percept is the ritual. The concept left as a concept is simply philosophy. It doesn't do any good. Therefore, the rishis have come up with these rituals so that the society can together practice it collectively and be in that collective consciousness. And hence we have to say, Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Sahana Vavatu, in being, let us all be together. Let us all be nourished together. Let us all be work together with great vigor. What is the work? The action is the ritual. Then, if you are together, you are nourished by this love, you work together in love, and then what happens? Your intellect will be illumined and it will rise above your individual awareness to collective awareness. And in that collective awareness, thou shalt not have any conflict with anyone, because in heart, in head, and the hands, you are together. This is the reason why this speaker, like a broken record, is telling everybody, please do chanting together. Please come worship together. This is the main reason. Unless you do it collectively, all your sadhana is useless. Kiran Rambhatla, Tracy is not that far away from Sacramento to come and participate in all this. And none of you get simply not teaching Rudram to others. I sent a message to another young adult not young adult now, he's an older young adult. Hey, what are you guys doing, Ra? You all learned Rudram, you all learned Devi Mathyam, and none of you come together and chant. What is wrong with you all? How are you paying your gratitude to Bhagavan for teaching you all these things? It's for your own individual, this thing you are doing this. Only if you can come together and practice together and offer it together, then only you are living the spirit of that ritual. Otherwise, you are an individualized, selfish person, learning things and not giving back. Jai Sai Ram. That is what even the Aruna Prishna describes. They are called Swami Drohis. They are all called Swami Drohis. And I shared a discourse also of Swami, how he says, all these people that have learned these Vedas in Prashanti Nilayam, they don't even go chant these Vedas outside of Prashanti Nilayam. They are all hiding in their own corners. They don't even come together and chant. And you are all Swami Drohis, he said. Drohi means the one who is deceitful, conceitful. That is what it means. So take it to heart. Take it to heart. And come together and don't do these yajnas, yagas for the sake of collecting money. Don't do that. Because money is the worst enemy. And then it will create distinctions. The one who sponsors $10,000 will sit at this Homakunda. The others will sit at a different Homakunda. Now what you have done? You have divided people in the name of money. And that is unspiritual. That's why that's why I stopped participating in any of the programs where they collect money in the name of God. It is completely adharmic. Whatever they may say, they may take this money and use it for other service programs in India and all that stuff. But that's called spiritual Naxalism. They're Naxalites. They're collecting money from rich people and distributing to the poor people. There should not be any distinction between rich and poor. Love is the only basis of existence. And in that love, there is no judgment. And there is no judgment of caste, creed, religion, faith, affiliation, nothing. There is no judgment. Apsuhu Hyayanjiyater. We worship this love as the fire of wisdom within us. Thank you, Sai-Ram. If I hurt anybody's feelings, please forgive me. But if you are hurt, please do something about it. If you are not hurt, I will keep poking you until you are hurt, and then your mind will feel that and say, I need to do something about it. Then it will get illumined and it will get fired up. It will rise to the challenge. Let's bring the love in the name of Bhagavan. Jai Sai Ram. Swastif prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishakha go brahmanebhyah shubhavastu nityam samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu samasta lokah sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki
Jai.